Greetings from Bike Fitness Coaching for another video. For our bike fitting classes, the number one question students ask is, what tools do I need to start bike fitting? And a sub question would be, how much am I going to spend on the tools on bike fitting? But first of all, what is our virtual bike fitting course and what's it all about? Number one, it was created initially for physical therapists who wanted to be able to do a bike fit and include bike fitting in their practice, but could not afford to take 5 days off from work due to patient load. They would say, I can't afford to take a day off to travel, 3 days for a course, and then 1 day back. I have patients to handle. So shortly thereafter, it also became the go-to course for bike shops, mechanics, chiropractors, and those who wanted to do bike fitting as a business. And this is the real deal course. We are CPTA and APTA accredited. 24 hours of CEUs we can give to PTs. For further information, please see bikefitnesscoaching.com/bikefiteducation. Our virtual bike fitting course is set up as follows. Once you sign up, and there is the sign up sheet under Bike Fit Education under the website, we send you pre-course material, which includes, among other things, a homework booklet and quite a few PDFs and videos on how to get started. Once you turn in the homework booklet, you get full access to the full course to go through all the lecture notes. On that following Friday, we spend 8 to 10 hours lecture, answering questions, going through bike fitting in detail. On Saturday and Sunday, we spend 8 hours a day on only bike fits. And one student will fit another student. We will help. We have the motion capture analysis tools running, and so do the students. And everybody fits each other. All the students get probably four fits in each. And finishing up, final question and answer and graduation with a certificate. And a lot of the students will want to then proceed to the IBFI, which this course is also IBFI up to level 3, up through level 3 certification. It just depends on how many fits you have under your belt. And again, if you want to contact Lee at IBFI certification, he will be more than happy to assist you in taking our course notes and getting accredited from the IBFI as well. The other question is, do I really need to start off with one of those big fancy bike fit machines? Well, we put together some of the most common fit machines out there. Exustar, you'll see in the upper left and lower right corner. They're about $1,850 for the light version. But then with all bike fitting machines, you will need to buy a bunch of accessories. For example, this one, if you look at the cranks, it's a solid crank. There's no adjustability. So you will have to purchase adjustable length cranks for this bike if you want to do crank analysis. You can set it up. This is basically set up as a sizing machine as well. Good machine, Exustar. And here is its big brother, $3,200. It's heavier duty, heavier built, and more adjustability. So the next several bike fit machines are basically greater than $15,000. It depends on what accessories. There is a whole boatload of accessories you can get, and you can easily run the price tag up to around $40,000 for these bike fit machines. It depends on how fancy you want to get. This is the Sella Italia. This is Shimano's new bikefitting.com. A bike fit machine. Same thing goes. If you want 3D cameras, if you want power pedals, different saddles, again, you can easily triple that price tag. A Purely Custom basically comes self-contained, so about 15,300 for the big model. You get everything included to turn the thing on and get started bike fitting. Most everything is already, including the adjustable cranks, already set up, ready to go. And like the Selle Italia and the Shimano, here is the retool. It's the same type of a system, the bike as well as the platform and the camera, the adjustable this and that. You can easily get $15,000 to $30,000 into this machine as well. A lot of fitters that have been grandfathered in will just use the retool basically sensor package that you see strapped to this girl riding and use their own bicycle or the client's bicycle and fit them on their own bicycle. So what are the necessary bike fitting tools for the beginning fitter? Well, we recommend a wheel-on trainer. Something as cheap as Kinetic. I have several of them in the shop. They're about $20 to $30 on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. The $30 units are essentially brand new. What I've seen on several of them that I have, there's not even a scratch on the paint. So for $30, it's a great way to get started. You need something to put the bicycle on. You can get as fancy as you want to. We also, once you do get started, we recommend the Wahoo Kicker Roller, so you can put the whole client's bike on without removing or changing anything. The thing is with the direct drive, where you're using the cassette on the trainer itself, you'd remove the rear wheel on the bicycle. The problem there is that you're going to get bicycles in to be fit with a 6-speed cassette, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 speed cassettes. What's going to happen, you're going to need all these different cassettes, spacers, and it's going to take you probably 15 to 30 minutes to go through and get a bike set up so it can actually shift on the trainer. So we always recommend to use as much of the drivetrain on the bicycle as you can on that trainer. We'll get into another issue on the next slide. The torque wrench. 2 to 14 Newton meters will get you about everything you need. You can spend as little as $35 for a torque wrench off of Amazon to around $150 or so from the Shimano Pro or some of the other higher end torque wrenches out there. But it's essential you use a torque wrench, mandatory. A goniometer. The medical grade goniometers, which I've seen not that much difference with this Amazon one, the medical grade ones are about $150. This Amazon goniometer does same level of detail for a fitter for $18. We highly recommend that one. A plumb bob, knee over pedal spindle, and other vertical alignments when you do measure the bike. Saddle setback, etc. And a screwdriver set, flat and Phillips, about $10 to $20 each off of Harbor Freight. Again, most of these companies we're going to mention, other than Amazon and Facebook Marketplace, these other companies, Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot, they're US-based companies. More basic fitting tools. A tape measure. You want a metric tape measure. You get them as little as $6 off of Amazon. Here was the issue we talked about last time. Most of the bikes coming in, road bikes, mountain bikes, gravel bikes, etc., are set up with through axles, and a lot of them have nothing extended past the dropout. So there's really no way for the frame to be hooked to a trainer unless you have the Wahoo Kicker Roller. But to change the quick release, or to change it into a quick release, you would remove the through axle on the rear wheel. You would install the through axle Elite adapter. It's about $35 from Elite. And now you see the silver ends on the adapter that now extend past the end of the frame, so the trainer has something to grab onto. Essential tool for the bike fitter. Allen wrench set, you can get a T-handle, but it's necessary for a 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. They're about $8 each at Harbor Freight. A set of Torx wrenches, T8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, and 30. A lot of the companies, what I've seen, specialized, are putting more Torx bolts on their bike than Allen screws. And a good tripod, 2 each, one to hold your phone or camera or tablet, and one to hold a laser for knee alignment tracking. And talk about what you would need here is the laser you would be using. About $60 at Harbor Freight, about $80, $90 for a DeWalt at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's important that you get the cross plane self-leveling. So look for that laser at those shops. Next, web camera. What's important about a web camera is you want 60 to 90 frames per second. FPS is ideal. 4K is a plus. Anything under 60, you start getting blurring when they're pedaling. If you want to do a screen capture or a video capture and then turn that video into individual frames, you'll get a lot of blurring the lower the frame per second is. It's also important to put as much light onto the subject as possible. A good computer and a good printer, a good or tablet or phone, but essentially a good monitor so the client can see what you're doing and what he's actually, how they're pedaling on the bike. And a silver Sharpie and or other colors. We use a silver Sharpie to mark the cleats on the bottom of the shoe. Once we trace the cleats around, most shoes are black on the bottom, so a silver Sharpie works well to show them where the issues, not the issues, but where the cleat needs to be in case they need to replace the cleat at any point in time. And again, a good software package, as little as free from Canovia or $5 to $100 for a year. BikeFast Fit motion capture analysis for the iPhone or iPad. And so other things you might want to look at, bike pump. Basically, we get probably 2 out of 10 customers come in with flat tires, want us to pump up the tires before we put the bike on the trainer. So you hand the pump to them, they pump up the tires while you're putting the bike on the rack, and you're good to go. A mat, yoga mat, or a PT bench you're going to be using to do a pre-fit physical assessment of how much mobility, flexibility, rotation, etc. that they have. And a rubber mallet. We use a rubber mallet for stuck seat posts. If we ever have to raise a seat post, a lot of them are stuck. So we will loosen up the clamp and tap underneath the seat upward on the front and then the back and the front and the back, and eventually wedges itself loose, and you can adjust the seat post. Don't use a steel hammer. Use a nice soft rubber mallet to accomplish that work. Other fitting tools, again, black and white fingernail polish. Most frames that come in are black or white, and every frame seems to have some kind of an exposed carbon area where it got scratched, dented, chain dropped on the bottom bracket area, and the carbon fiber experts tell you always keep the carbon fiber covered. So I will use a little fingernail polish and cover the scratch or the raw carbon, and basically preserves the life of their frame. A pipe. So a lot of the bikes that come in that we have to maybe put pedal washers on or something, it seems like a lot of the mechanics at the shops will use an impact driver and put the pedals on. Well, sometimes I've had bikes where I've had to take an 18-inch breaker bar like this pipe, put it over the the 8mm Allen wrench, and literally jump on the pipe breaker bar to loosen up, to get the pedal loose. So that's essential. Clorox wipes always come in handy. There's a lot of bikes that come in that have salt and all kinds of gunk all over the frame. You want to clean the chain needs to clean a little bit if you do have to change a chain ring or change a chain or change cranks. You want to wear some gloves, or if you don't have them, just use a Clorox wipes. Clean the chain first, and then they're good to wipe your hands off as well. Brush applicator for the grease as well. You want to get some good grease like this, about $10 a tube at Home Depot. Brushes are about $2.50, and you go ahead and just brush on when you put bolts on, for example, the stem bolts or brake bolts or whatever. So you want to have a little bit of grease on there. And also 15 millimeter pedal wrench for those pedals that require the pedal wrench and not a 8 millimeter Allen wrench. Electrical tape. Some clients will come in and ask you to put handlebar tape on their bikes as well, so a way to finish that off. Cone wrenches always come in handy to adjust wheels and other things. A sturdy pick set, about $3. Don't get the dental ones that are really flimsy. Get the real sturdy ones. They're used for when the clients come in with mountain bikes or gravel bikes, and they have the Shimano SPD type cleats. They're always jammed full with mud or little rocks and stones that there's no way to get an Allen wrench in to loosen them and move the cleats into the right position. So I usually take one pick, do one shoe, give another pick to the customer, give him his other shoe, and we start digging for about 5 minutes, clean up the cleats, and then we can adjust the cleats correctly. This is maybe the third thing that you would get down the road, a 4-foot measuring tool. They're about $20 from Bicycle Warehouse or Performance. It's called Specialized Body Geometry 4-foot measurement tool. And a pipe cutter. Pipe cutters come in handy especially we're seeing a lot of road cyclists going into mountain biking, and the reason is that they're getting hit and run over by cars on the road, so they're saying forget it, I want to get a mountain bike. They are used to 42 centimeter bars, and all of a sudden their mountain bike comes with an 82 centimeter bar, so they can't handle it right away, so we usually cut them down a little bit so they're a lot more comfortable until they get used to the wider bars. So hopefully that helps in what tools do I need to get started without spending $100,000 for a Bike Fit Studio. If interested in our course, check out the website. We got 4 courses a year, and the next one's coming up in a few months. We hope to see you there. Thank you.